Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. Today I want to show you how I created this really pretty card that features the Expressions in Ink product suite from the new Stampin' Up! Catalog. I've used the artistic dies that are part of the product suite on the designer series paper. I've created a template and then I've sponged using Versamark, and then if you've watched my videos before where I've used the Gilded Leafing embossing or embellishments, you will know I love this stuff. It's messy, but I love the technique that and the final product of the embellishment. So let me switch over to my desktop and I'll show you how I made the card. Okay, so here's the card that I shared, and you can see if I hold it up like that, that very subtle on the designer series paper is this pattern that is created from the dies. So let me show you the product suite first. Well, let me show you this is the stamp set. So you get these great stamps that are just kind of, they're distinctive stamps, which means that they gave just this amazing image and detail to the image and great sentiments. Like this is such a versatile stamp set with all these great sentiments. And then you get the dies as part of the bundle. And so you have the dies that will cut out these images, not this one, but these images. And then you get these two separate dies that cut out these really detailed images. So I've used this one that is all the flowers. And I have cut out, used from basic white cardstock, I have cut out a template, really, is what I've cut out from that. And so that's what we're going to use today. So I'm just going to put these off to the side. Okay, so let me show you the supplies. So as I said, I've cut out a template using basic white cardstock. And when you're done with this, don't throw it away, because you can create a second card by just sponging or using your blending brushes to color this. Now I've got a piece of basic white cardstock that is 5.5 by 8.5. All of the measurements for the card and the written instructions are on my blog, and there will be a link to my blog post underneath this video so you can go out in case you miss it. So 5.5 by 8.5, folded in half. And I'm just going to use my bone folder just to give this a good crease. All right. And then I've got a piece of gold foil that is cut 4 inches by 5.25, and a piece of this amazing designer series paper. This is the Expressions in Ink designer series paper. I love the orange. Can you tell I've got the orange shirt on today? And then on the other side, it's kind of hard to cover this up, this amazing gold stripes. But we're going to cover that up today, and we're going to add gold to this one. But the paper for this product suite is stunning. You will love it. It is all kind of, the texture is the alcohol technique, where you're using your ink and then alcohol to kind of spread it around and create these amazing patterns. Okay, so that's that. Then I've got a piece of basic black cardstock that is 1.25 by 4.25, and a piece of basic white that is 1 inch by 4.25. So put this off to the side for the moment. And we're just going to work with this piece of designer series paper and the template that you've cut out. So you're going to just position your template, your die, cutout die, close to the top. And I'm using Versamark and a sponge dauber. And so I'm just going to, now you're not going to be able to see this, and I am going over the edge of this, but I really want to make sure that I get into the crack, into the spaces on this. So I'm pressing down quite hard with my sponge dauber after I've picked up some Versamark, just to make sure that I've got it. And I am going, as I said, over the edge. And oopsie. So you do have to be a little careful, because if you go too hard, this is quite delicate. So we're just gonna, so you're really just making sure that you're covering all around this as much as you can to get Versamark. I think I've done okay here. Now I'm going to take my heat and stick powder and sprinkle this over the whole thing to cover. So heat and stick powder is what you need to be able to, oh, and I don't have a piece of paper. Okay, well, we're going to do this. So you won't be able to see this, but I've got heat and stick powder now on my piece of designer series paper. And I'm going to try, I should have thought about this, and get my heat and stick powder. Oh, not too bad. Okay. Back into my, there we go, my container. And put the lid on it so it doesn't spill, because I've been known to do that. Okay, so now I've got my piece with the heat and stick powder on it. And I have my heat tool, which is going to make a loud noise for a minute. But so take your heat tool and heat this, and you will see it start to melt. And once it starts to melt, it gets sticky. So once it's all done, try not to burn your fingers. So you will be able to see it go very shiny and almost kind of looks almost liquidy, which is, I guess that's a word. Doesn't take long. It takes less time than embossing powder. Okay, so once you've got it all done, now I have put my Gilded Leafing in a big container, and this is Flyaway. It is fine, fine. So I'm kind of being gentle and lifting it up. But it is fine, fine powder, or not powder, pieces, sticks. Like I said, it's messy, but oh my gosh, this is so much fun. But it comes in a jar. You will want it in a big container. Some people put it in a shoebox. I have this Ziploc container, and I just find it easy because now I can take and just dip my pieces into this container so I'm not getting it all over the place. And then I have a piece of a sponge, and I can then just, in the container, control where this goes. So now I have got, and I'm just taking the excess off. And if you need to, you can dip it back in and get more. Now, so one of the things you do want to make sure, and it looks like I didn't quite get, you can see, so I didn't quite get Versamark all over my image. So you do want to be a little careful, but it still creates a really pretty image. And so you can see I've gone over the edge, which is just fine. That's kind of what you want. So it is a very subtle design. Okay, gently put this on. A couple of friends of mine, actually, two friends bought me these little desktop vacuums. So I have two of them that I use for this. They're perfect. So this one, and you can just take and clean up your pieces. And then another friend sent me this cute one that says a ladybug. Isn't that cute? I haven't got batteries in this one yet. They are so adorable. All right, but they're perfect for cleaning up the mess of both the heat and stick powder that I managed to get all over the place and the Gilded Leafing. Okay, so now you want to just take and use Stampin' Seal or your favorite adhesive. And adhere this designer series paper to this gold foil, because as if you don't have enough gold with the Gilded Leafing. And try to get it on straight. There we go, a little straighter. Okay. And then like that. So now you've got this card with this really subtle gold texture to it, gold image. Okay, so now I've got some tuxedo black memento, and I've got the happy birthday stamp from the what's it called? Artistically inked stamp set. And I'm just going to stamp that. And we will adhere this down to the basic black. Try to get in the middle. Like that. And then we're going to use dimensionals. Now, when you've got a big piece of this, of cardstock to do dimensionals, if you just put your dimensionals down in the middle, you might find that your sentiment wobbles. And that always bothers me on a card when it wobbles. So I take my dimensionals and stagger them one side to the other, and that just makes your sentiment a little bit more stable on your card base when you adhere it down. So this is the width of the card base itself, like that. Okay, now one last thing. These are the artistically or expressions in ink ephemera. So ephemera is just a word that is kind of little bits and pieces. So if you've ever done mixed media, they talk about ephemera a lot. And so ephemera can be little old stamps, cut out pictures, pieces of paper. But Stampin' Up! Has created this beautiful ephemera pack that goes with the artistic impressions, that you get these great detailed labels. Don't throw these middle bits out. So when you take this, you can see they're fine. There's a piece in the middle. Don't throw those away, because they can be used on your cards as well. So this piece. So I'm just going to take a couple of, maybe 3 of these leaves and kind of sprigs. And they are gold on one side and white on the other. So I'm going to use glue dots and just put a glue dot on each of these. And I'm gonna use gold and white. My take your pick tool is here somewhere. And I'm just gonna take and tuck these underneath. Your take your pick tool, the pointy end, just helps you grab it so that you don't actually break it. They are quite delicate. And then we'll just put that in there. So just a little bit more detail on. And then the other thing that comes with the ephemera are these adhesive backed sequins. Now they're kind of hard to see, they're iridescent. So I'm just going to add some of these on, maybe on my card where I missed out some of the sponging enough. So I'm going to add 5. There we go. They're a bit hard to see, but they do catch the light. So they're kind of cool. Now I've taken my ephemera and taken it out of this plastic package and put it into one of these half cases, the thick half cases, stamp cases, just because it's easy to manage, and then I'm not, trying to get my pieces out of the plastic pack. So that's my card. So you can see. So you can see on this one, I actually did a better job of sponging. So take your time when you're doing your sponging with your Versamark to make sure you get the full image. This one I missed some pieces in here, but that's okay. It still gives you the detail. Still pretty card. Okay, so thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions as you're watching this video, or checking out my blog with the written instructions and measurements, just leave a comment either on the video or on my blog, and I'm happy to answer them and help you with your card. I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel while you're here. I do post videos on a regular basis, and that way you'll get notified when I post another video. If you're interested, if you live in Canada, you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and you're interested in purchasing any of these products, the link to my store is on my blog. So I'd love for you to check that out as well. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Bye. Happy stamping.